Welcome to Bloomington today. I'm Kaylin Cockreel. Thanks for joining us. It's been a few months since we've had a bird's eye view of the Penn American District's construction progress, and things have certainly changed on that site during that time. This was the scene in late June, just after crews broke ground on Phase 1 of the redevelopment project. As you can see, dirt was being redirected to make way for building foundations, land was being flattened, and trucks were busy hauling. Today, the scene looks quite a bit different than it did back then. Stair and elevator towers have taken shape. Polished floor slabs can now be seen on the site, and foundation slabs and basements are in place for many of the buildings. Curbs have been constructed on some streets, and walls and windows are going up. The area is beginning to look more and more like the vision city officials have had in mind for years now. Once Phase 1 of the Penn American project is complete, residents can expect to see 212 apartments and 22 luxury townhomes, as well as 14,000 square feet of retail and restaurant space. This leg of the redevelopment project at Penn Avenue and American Boulevard is expected to be completed in the fall of 2012. This city's website is a great resource for photos, construction updates, and more. Log on and keyword search Penn American to check it out. Well, this year's fall street sweeping has recently wrapped up. City maintenance crews want to remind residents why sweeping benefits Bloomington and how they can help make fall and spring sweeps run smoothly. Take a look. With over 341 miles of streets and bike lanes in Bloomington, city maintenance crews are kept busy performing spring and fall street sweeping. Cleaning city streets doesn't just provide safe and visually appealing roadways, there's a much larger purpose.
The purpose is to pick up the fines off the streets before they hit the waterways. The second part of street sweeping is to provide a safe environment for the motorists, particularly motorcyclists. We're trying to get the loose gravel and fines so they don't slide across the road.
The city eliminated sand used for winter snow plowing in 2009 and is saving a significant amount of money while making their sweep operation more efficient.
The city of Bloomington shifted from using salt sand to pure salt a couple of years ago. When we use salt sand, we used to have to sweep up all the sand in the springtime. Now with using straight salt, we don't have to pick up nearly as much product in the spring. So it's really reduced our sweeping costs.
Eiler says residents should be aware that fall sweeping is not intended to pick up leaves. In fact, leaves in the streets can cause significant problems by clogging storm sewers, flooding roadways, and polluting area lakes and ponds. But it can also impact the overall efficiency of the sweeping process.
Leaves in the street are difficult to pick up with the existing type of equipment we have. The sweepers that we have are designed to pick up more debris, not leaf material. So it slows down the process.
The city alternates sweeping start and finish points each year, so no one area of Bloomington is always first or last to be swept. Eiler says there are some things residents can do to help street sweeping crews run their routes smoothly.
In addition to not putting leaves in the streets, the residents can really help out by, one, not putting their cars in the street, two, and on garbage can day, put their garbage cans up behind the curb or in their driveway, not into the street, because somebody has to move all those cans if we're sweeping in that area on garbage day. And that takes a lot of extra time to do this then.
We also learned that one frequently asked question regarding street sweeping is what happens to the material that is swept up. We learned that about 70% of what the city sweeps up is able to be reused in some way. Well, earlier this month, MnDOT representatives wanted to make sure residents who commute near, live, or work around the 169 I-494 interchange system were roundabout ready, and they accomplished that in a very unique open house setting. The new 169 I-494 interchange project is taking shape, and residents joined MnDOT representatives in Edina on October 15th to ask questions and address concerns they have about the new interchange. According to MnDOT, one thing that has caused some concern among residents is the installation of 6 roundabouts on the frontage road system.
The roundabouts, a lot of folks haven't used them yet. They're kind of something that's been incorporated in designs more and more in Minnesota, and you'll see them more in the coming years. Statistically, they're a lot safer than an average intersection for the most part. The rate of crashes and especially fatalities goes down exponentially when roundabouts are put in. There's no head-on collisions. That helps, improve safety a great amount. But a lot of people have not used them yet since they are rather new. People have concerns just, wanting to know how to use them, when they should get in. A lot of people are afraid that they're going to get stuck in them and going around in circles, that sort of thing. But really, once they get used to them and go through them a few times, it's a lot easier than they anticipate.
In an attempt to alleviate some of those concerns, MnDOT created an activity residents attending the open house could participate in. Here is a real-life roundabout simulation. Participants used a golf cart in the place of a car and merged into and maneuvered the roundabouts as they would if they were actually on the new 169 I-494 frontage road system. It's MnDOT's hope that open houses like this one will help residents feel more comfortable with the changes to the interchange and allow motorists a safe way to become prepared to travel the interchange. Representatives say by the new year, the interchange is expected to be about half done. This summer, the city dedicated several courts to the growing sport of pickleball, located at Westwood Elementary School. We made a stop out to Westwood recently to see if pickleball enthusiasts had hung up their rackets for the season, or if they were still at it.
We'll be playing as long as it's like this. What is this, October? Toward the end of October? We played till December 2 years ago.
The pickleball courts at Westwood Elementary School weren't quiet on this crisp day in late October. In fact, there were 5 teams there ready to get their pickleball on. Since its official kickoff in Bloomington with the dedication of the courts this past August, players say the sport, which combines tennis and ping pong, is gaining momentum. And there are more and more players turning up at Westwood for a chance to try out pickleball.
The response has been great. We've had a lot of people playing.
And although the weather might be cooling, enthusiasts of the game are already making plans to move their weekly games indoors for the winter.
As the weather cools and we can't play outdoors anymore, in process with Bloomington, we're working on getting indoor play at the National Guard Armory.
And once the pickleballers have a set time as to when they'll be holding sessions at their winter home, we'll be sure to bring residents those details. Well, it's now time for a short break. When we come back, we'll be joined by Bloomington Police Sergeant Chuck Gollum to discuss school bus stop arm laws and where in Bloomington officers are seeing more violations than others. Stay right here. Welcome back to Bloomington Today. We're now joined by Sergeant Chuck Gollum. Welcome back to the show, Chuck.
Hi, Kaylin. Thanks for having me back.
Well, Bloomington Police has been working hand in hand with the school district to promote school bus safety. Why don't you start by telling us what the law is when it comes to stop arm safety?
Well, to make it very simple, without getting into the technical part, if a driver is approaching a school bus with the stop arm extended, the lights flashing red, they must stop. If they're behind the bus, they must stop a distance back from the bus. If they're approaching the bus in an opposite direction, they need to stop as well.
Okay. Well, police have been working on a system to better track problem areas within the city that we're seeing some more higher numbers of violations when it comes to stop arm and the school bus. Tell us a bit about the global information system.
It's a very, very neat system that the system has been using for years. In the police application, we're just using it a little bit more. And in this case, we're inputting all the information from bus drivers when they report violations of school bus stop arms. We're taking the information they give us, we're inputting them into GIS so that that system can track where the violations occur, when they occur, and target our enforcement a little better.
Okay. What types of things should motorists be aware of? Penalties for getting caught doing this, for being reported and later caught. How can we deter motorists from ignoring these school bus stop arms?
What I've found in our increased enforcement lately is that most drivers are unaware of the laws altogether. They don't know when to stop. If there's any question, well, I think I'll just go through. And I think most drivers are unaware that it's a misdemeanor. It's an arrestable offense if a driver drives through a stop arm. In some cases, it's a gross misdemeanor if the children are off the bus or if the violator drives to the right side of the bus. So it's a pretty serious violation.
Okay. And does the city's website, or can residents call if they aren't aware? I mean, the word needs to get out there somehow. How can residents find out more information on what to do when it comes to school bus safety, when to stop, where to stop?
We just posted something on the website. I think it's still up because we did it right when school began. Okay. And some details on the law and on our increased enforcement and tips for drivers and students.
Okay. Wonderful. Well, the Hennepin County Traffic Enforcement Group has also been involved with this bus safety program. Tell us a bit about how high visibility enforcement, like what comes along with the Hennepin County Traffic Enforcement Group, helps deter motorists from doing this.
Well, I've been on your show before and I've talked about high vis and how it works, and the statistics nationally really back that up. And we take that a step further with the Hennepin County Group in that we have up to 12, 14, 15 officers from different departments in their marked police cars, from Crystal Police, Minnetonka Police, working in Bloomington, and that tells drivers, wow, the cops are out here today. They're up to something, and this is the day I better watch out what I'm doing. And when they see us following school buses around and stopping violators that commit that offense, it really sends the message home that the police are really working on this project.
Well, switching gears a bit, I know that all summer the Hennepin County Traffic Enforcement Group was out at various events, Basilica Block Party, Summer Fete here in Bloomington. What are some things that are in store for the fall and winter for this group?
Well, we try and target community important events. So we've worked all kinds of different things, but currently we're working on, last weekend we helped out with the U of M homecoming. Oh. This following weekend we're going to be working in Plymouth, working on just the increase they see with drunk driving surrounding Halloween parties. So we're going to be up there working drunk driving offenses. And then we're doing some daytime stuff along the 169 and 494 corridor.
Okay. Well, that kind of leads into our next question. Halloween, right around the corner. Let's discuss a few things parents need to keep in mind during, well, this very busy for kids time of the year.
Well, I will be out Monday, or is it Monday? I think it's Monday.
It's Monday, yeah.
Following my youngins around the neighborhood in their costumes. And it's always a good time for parents and a good time for kids, but it is busy, especially in some of those suburban neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. So parents need to be aware, keep your eyes on your kids. Make sure that even though they're wearing a costume that they think is really cool, put something on it that's bright and reflective and that glows, because traffic is a huge concern. There are a lot of cars driving through these small residential neighborhoods with a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So the better visibility they have, the better. And make them aware that cars may not be able to see them and may not be looking for them.
Okay. Well, I know that a lot of kids that I've seen in my neighborhood anyway, they are out without parents. Maybe they're at that age. What about kind of group versus alone trick-or-treating, or safety in numbers? What would you like to tell parents about that?
I like the way we do it in my neighborhood, that parents all go out with the kids. And it's I don't care how old you are. If you're going to go trick-or-treating, you should have a parent with you. If you have a kid showing up at your door with a bag with a voice about like mine, they might be a little too old to be trick-or-treating. So for the most part, if you're young enough to be trick-or-treating, you need to have a parent with you. Well, my wife and I divide it up. She stays at home, passes out the candy. I go with the kids. The kids love it, and there's someone with them. You know where they are, and you know when they're coming home.
And then you get to see all the other kids' costumes too. So,
exactly.
And then finally, Halloween, it's a happy time, it's, a fun time for the kids, but the importance of checking a child's bag of candy when they come home, is still there. Talk a bit about what parents should be doing when it comes to that.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, this began years and years ago when there were some threats and some razor blades found in candy. And although I'm not aware of any reported incidents recently, that may be partially because of our increased vigilance. But as a parent, if it looks suspicious, you have enough candy in that box and that bag. Get rid of it. There's no shame in doing that. Mm-hmm. Second of all, make sure you check the candy. Make sure the wrappers are secure, that it hasn't been tampered with in any way. If you get something that's not prepackaged and it's not from someone you trust, don't eat it.
Yeah.
These popcorn balls, cookies, that's great stuff they're handing out, but a lot of it you have no idea where it's coming from. So just, again, be vigilant. Make sure that you're checking that candy and you're not letting your kid eat something you wouldn't normally let them eat.
Mm-hmm. Better safe than sorry.
Absolutely.
Great. All right, well, we'd like to thank Sergeant Chuck Gollett for being here with us today. It's time for a short break. We'll be right back.
We can't do it without you. Join the March for Babies and help us give every baby a healthy start.
Whew, getting health information is a nightmare.
It's all in how you look at it. To you, it's a pile of books and reading until your eyes drop out. But to me, I go straight to NIHseniorhealth.gov, click on what I want, and boom, there it is.
NIHseniorhealth.gov, the medical website created with older adults in mind by the National Institutes of Health.
Getting health information at our age is tough.
Yeah, it's all how you look at it. To you, it's a pile of books and reading till your eyes drop out. But me, I go to NIHseniorhealth.gov, click on what I want, and bingo, there it is.
Well, thanks for the tip.
NIHseniorhealth.gov. It's easy to use. You can make the text bigger, make the contrast better, even make it talk to you. If only everything else out there were as senior friendly. NIHseniorhealth.gov, built with you in mind.
Welcome back to Bloomington Today. Normandale Community College will lose some of their parking spaces temporarily in response to the beginning of some major construction projects. Normandale Community College is making strides towards some big changes. Construction is currently underway on the new Academic Partnership Center, which will increase classroom and meeting spaces significantly. And coming up in late November, construction will commence on a 725-stall parking ramp. Due to current construction and future plans, representatives from Normandale want to make staff and students, along with nearby Bloomington residents, aware of some parking changes. In late September, space was lost in Lot 4, and late October will be when some spots in Lot 3 will be gone as well. Alternative parking includes the Bloomington Ice Garden, with a shuttle running from 8:45 a.m. to 2 p.m., and Normandale Highlands United Methodist Church, located at 9920 Normandale Boulevard, with a shuttle running from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Those shuttles will run from the locations back to the school. And instead of stressing over minimized parking at Normandale Community College during the expansion, do something about it. Bloomington, Edina, and Richfield are now Do Towns. This is a campaign launched by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Minnesota to improve the health of the three communities by supporting healthy eating and active living. So what better time to ride your bike or walk to school? Continue to tune in to Bloomington Today, where we'll keep you updated on the progress of the ramp construction once the project kicks off the end of November. Bloomington Human Services Division is inviting veterans, both active and retired, along with residents, to join them for an appreciation lunch. On Thursday, November 10th, from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m., stop by Creekside Community Center and show your gratitude by being a part of the 2011 Veterans Appreciation Lunch. Speakers at this year's event include Mayor Jean Winstead, Director of Community Services Diane Kirby, and Ms. Barbara Farrell, President of the American Gold Star Mothers, Inc. Register by November 3rd by calling 952-563-4944 or by emailing reservations@ci.bloomington.mn.us. Entertainment will be provided by the Minneapolis Swing Band. Ticket prices are up to $3 for guests 60 years of age or older and $6 for guests under 60. Veterans and active duty military personnel will receive a complimentary lunch. Bloomington Public Works is being honored for their environmental consciousness and effective management in the storage of winter road salt. The Salt Institute, a nonprofit organization advocating responsible uses of salt, has awarded Bloomington Public Works with the 2011 Excellence in Storage Award. Bloomington is a 5-time recipient of this award and one of 159 transportation facilities across the U.S. and Canada that has met the requirements of proper storage of road salt, and just one of 2 facilities in the state of Minnesota. Some of the requirements included having a sufficient amount of road salt on hand before a storm hits. Salt must be stored on a pad that is covered by a roof or other approved material. Winners also displayed proper maintenance of facilities and good housekeeping practices. According to the Salt Institute, about 17 million tons of de-icing salt are applied to U.S. roadways each year. And according to studies, road salt reduces crashes by 88%. Congratulations, Public Works. And on a past episode of Bloomington Today, Parks and Recreation Manager Randy Qualley was in the studio to tell us about some park improvement projects happening around the city. Take a look at a few of the projects Randy mentioned. Cook's Playlot, located at 8301 13th Avenue South, recently received brand new playground equipment. The trail and basketball court has been redone, and Qualley says Cook's Playlot is near completion, so residents can start enjoying the park before winter even hits. The next improvement project discussed was Logan Playlot, which is located at 1900 West 91st Street. This park is currently under construction. Most of the new playground equipment is on site. Crews are now putting up support beams, and the rest of the equipment installation will be taking place soon. Parks and Recreation staff say the projects are expected to wrap up in the next couple of weeks before the snow starts to fall. And that's all the time we have for today. To get more information on city projects, parks, road construction, and events, visit the city's website. To check out past Bloomington Today shows or other city productions, visit Bloomington's YouTube channel, accessible right from the city's homepage. That and so much more is online right now at www.ci.bloomington.mn.us. If Facebook or Twitter isn't your thing, sign up for eSubscribe to have updates sent right to your email or cell phone. This is Bloomington Today, a presentation of the City of Bloomington's Communications Division. I'm Kaylin Cockerill. Thanks so much for joining us.